What do you want from WarioWare Get It Together? It's an important question to answer really, because while Nintendo's first Switch WarioWare title is exactly what I wanted, it's not necessarily going to be that way for everyone else. First and foremost, it's a return to the simplest of microgames that the series excels at. Aside from boss stages, no single microgame took more than a few seconds to play, even in co-op. In fact, to be completely honest, co-op almost needs to be said in inverted commas, because the temptation to troll your friends is almost too much. More on that in a bit, however. Hey, Adam from GodIsAGeek.com here, sorry to interrupt, but if you wouldn't mind just hitting the big old subscribe button and maybe the bell to notify you of every new video we release, we'd be really grateful. Thank you so much and enjoy the video. This time around, Wario has designed his own game, and console by the looks of things. But it's riddled with bugs. He and his friends are sucked into the console and slowly discover that each of the levels they individually designed are bugged and need cleaning. This serves as both a nice way to segment up the levels in a themed fashion, but also a good way to introduce each playable, pickable character, all of whom have their own individual control methods. And that's where I think WarioWare Get It Together's Marmite effect may come into play. Those of you who wanted a collection of fun microgames that involve touch, blowing into a mic and more of that ilk, are going to be maybe a bit surprised. Instead, every single playable character has simple controls based around the movement stick and an action button. Wario, for example, moves freely with the stick, but the action button smashes him into the direction he's facing for a bash attack. I don't want to spoil anything about too many other characters that appear, but there is a good variety and some incredible fan service, and every character has their own reason to be picked or avoided. Some cannot stop moving, for example, others can only shoot in one direction, and one can't move at all. What this means is that every single microgame plays slightly differently depending on who you've selected. At first, with the campaign, you can select a gang of 3. You can ask the game to automatically pick the best characters, and when each new one is introduced, you're given a short tutorial on how they play, and then they must be used in that level. After you've played it through past the boss battle once, you can replay it, and it'll only stop getting faster and faster when you run out of lives. And it's not the longest story mode I've ever seen, but it's deeper than I expected and opens up in a way fans will enjoy. It also offers replayability through the sheer variation of microgames and the co-op aspect alone. You'll pick up currency along the way, and you can get more by completing missions that are split into 4 categories. I'm not going to tell you that this game will last you for eons due to the fact you can rank up individual characters and unlock artwork and the like, but I do think a genuine effort has been made here to make the game last longer than the usual WarioWare titles do. There's no online co-op mode though, and I've gone back and forth on whether that bothers me or not. On one hand, it feels like it should be there, but on the other, I just don't see how it would work with the speed of the games and the latency that would then be involved. I wonder if it was ever trialled and just didn't work, but I think I come down on the side that I'd rather it was omitted unless it was guaranteed to be lag-free and perfect. There is a ranked challenge mode online with leaderboards, so there is another reason to revisit the title regularly at least. The co-op itself is a blast, mind you, though I still prefer to pass and play like the old days. The games themselves are designed in such a way that they alter depending on player count or even which character is being used. To use the character that can't move as an example, it just wouldn't work unless the stage was adjusted to make it viable for him, or indeed for every player. This has been achieved in a nice way, and while I have my favourites, or perhaps least favourites actually, every stage can be beaten with every character. Speaking of the stages, they're wonderful. All manner of art styles mashed together in typical WarioWare fashion, each genre has its own intro movie, and honestly, there are some microgames that had me squealing with glee. Mostly the Nintendo classic ones that I'm not going to show you here because I don't want to spoil it. There are some nods to older games though, but I'd be lying if I said my aging memory could pick out any individual games that are repeated. It's easier to say really that without spoiling it, I enjoyed and had fun with every single microgame in WarioWare Get It Together. And that's just the ticket really, isn't it? WarioWare Get It Together isn't a monumental piece of gaming history, it's just a really good, fun collection of quickfire gaming serotonin that is perhaps a little forgettable, sure, but in the moment feels exquisitely designed and executed. Some will argue that it's less accessible due to the multiple playable characters, and I can't really rebuff that idea because this is a different WarioWare for sure. But having played every one of them, it's a testament to Nintendo itself that something that could easily have been just another one of those instead changes up the entire formula in a manner nobody would really have expected. And that's why we're giving it an 8.5 out of 10.
Cover up!
I'm honored.
Escape!
thanks so much for watching our WarioWare Get It Together video review. I've been Adam from GodIsAGeek.com, and we hope you did enjoy it. And if you didn't, or even if you did, whatever, just give us a little comment and tell us what you think. Are you excited about this? Are you looking forward to it? Does it feel like it's a cheaper game, this one, than the usual price? Is that more appealing to you, or does it, put you off a bit? Let us know, and do hit subscribe and the bell button so you never miss another video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time. Bye bye for now.